Hello, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about velocity banking, and we're going to actually provide you with an up close analysis of what it is. And it doesn't matter what your income is, or what your line of credit is, or even how much you owe on your student loan, your mortgage, your auto loan. It doesn't matter. This works on any loan. I actually am going to show you how even you can pay off a payday loan, all right, with this method. All right. So it's going to be velocity banking and up close analysis of it. Okay. So today we're going to be learning about differences in interest. All right. We're going to be learning the difference between line of credit and mortgage interest, or line of credit and amortized interest. And we're also going to be learning about, where's my savings account? There have been people that have said, hey, but what about savings, CJ? I mean, I'm going to show you where your savings is, all right? And I'm also going to show you about, will this work on any loan? And we're also going to break some sad news to those that are unlearned on the velocity banking method, okay? So without further ado, guys, here we go. Now, I want to show you that there are differences in interest. Okay, there's a difference between simple interest and there is a difference between amortized interest. And you could say that the differences are interesting, right? So one of the differences is the formulas. I mean, I have the formula right here for simple interest. It's T equals I times P times 12 times N, all right? And don't worry, we're not going to go through that. We just want to show you that there are differences, okay, between amortized and simple interest. There are some people that think that they are the same thing, but they're not. Watch this. Amortized interest is calculated. T equals brackets, okay, you got to put them in brackets, A times 360 minus P. And of course, we're not going to go through every bit of that. If you want to learn some more about what that means, just know that it means amortized interest, you're going to pay a boatload of interest, and simple interest, you're not going to pay that much interest as the amortized. So that's what that means, all right? So there's a huge difference. There's hundreds of thousands of dollars of difference between simple interest and amortized. So make sure you ask your banker, hey, is this loan going to be simple interest or is it going to be amortized? If they say amortized, try to get another loan. And if you have to get the amortized, go ahead and utilize this line of credit method in order to make sure that you don't pay that much interest in the future, okay? So we're learning about the line of credit interest, simple interest, versus the amortized interest, okay? You can actually pay more in interest with your amortized interest. That's all that means, okay? So they actually have a different calculation like we already went over. This is your mortgages. A lot of times it's going to be your auto loans, but not all auto loans, okay? Like the dealer that I work with, man, they only have simple interest loans, which is great, okay? But those like student loans, okay, many auto loans, of course the mortgages, those are amortized interest, okay? And you're going to want to use the line of credit method in order to cut that down, all right? So we're going to go ahead and give you an example, all right, an example of a mortgage that has gotten paid down, and that's going to be in our Outlook, actually. It's going to be on our calendar, and we're going to give you a shot here at what we're doing. Do you see this? Okay, so we're going all the way to the 1st of January. Why do we want to go to the 1st of January? Because this is where it all starts. Okay, and actually it started on December 31st. And of course, these are hypothetical numbers, okay? However, you can utilize this in real life. Now, this is with a $200,000 mortgage, all right, at 6%, and we're going to chunk it, okay? We're going to use the chunking method. All that means is that you're going to place the $15,000 from your credit line against that $200,000. So now you have what? $185,000. Now, let's take a look at something we've never looked at before. How much, let's say your line of credit charges you 30% interest. How much is that accruing a day? Okay, so the $15,000 that you utilized, okay, on your line of credit to pay your loan, that's going to cost you $12 in interest a day. Okay, now let's look at another day. The first, we got paid. Okay, hypothetically speaking, say we got paid $2,500 on the first. Okay, now the line of credit is what? $12,500. Okay, so what is $12,500 times 30%? And then we're going to go ahead and divide that by 360, banking calendar. Okay, what is that? That's $11, approximately $11 a day. Okay, so do you see how it went down by a whole dollar from the 31st of December all the way to the 1st of January? Absolutely. So as we continue on here, we see something. We see that we have expenses as well. So let's say we have $1,500 in expenses. Okay, we got groceries to take care of. All right, we got the kids, we got gas, all these things. $1,500 on this next day. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a cash advance out so we can pay. All right, yeah, that's right, cash advance. And it doesn't matter. I know there are people that are like, oh no, we have penalties in the cash advance. It's not called a penalty, it's called interest, which, by the way, you're paying tons of interest up front if you have a mortgage. Okay, so you guys are already there. All right, so we're going to be making sure that you don't pay that much interest utilizing your line of credit. Do you see that? So now that we have $1,500 in expenses, what happened to our line of credit? It went up to $14,000. Okay, so of course we're back at what? The $12 of interest. So now that continues on, all right, until we get paid again, right? So when are we going to get paid? Man, all these days are going by and we're having more month left than money, and we are wondering, when are we going to get paid? Oh, we got paid, guys. Look, $2,500. All right, so $2,500 goes against the line of credit. Now you're at $11,500 and you have an interest accruing of $10 a day. But wait a minute, you got expenses still. Remember, $1,500, and you still have that mortgage that you're paying every month, right? Absolutely. So you have that mortgage that you're paying every month from your expenses. You're taking the cash advance out on your line of credit, okay? And that's going to pump you back up to $13,000, and your interest is going to be $11. And guys, you will continue to do this, okay? Month after month, and we're going to fast forward. And notice, we're not eating beans and rice, okay? We're not doing that unless, of course, you want to. I like beans and rice, but that's not all I eat. Yesterday I had some shrimp and lobster mac and cheese. My wife cooked it for me. It was great, okay? So we're going to continue on. Do you see how the interest is going down? Do you see how the line of credit is going down? And we did not put anything extra into our line of credit. We just utilized the resources that they never taught us in school. That's it. And our line of credit is going down until finally we will have no more line of credit. I didn't do it all the way. I just got to the lowest that I got on this one was the $4,500 line of credit. As you continue to pay off this line of credit, what happens when you pay it all off? You pay $15,000 again to your mortgage and just smash that mortgage to bits and pieces. Absolutely. Because we want that mortgage gone. That's why, right? Absolutely. So, and that's what you could do as well. All right. And there are people that have tried methods similar to this, and their credit scores and their credit limits have actually increased. So, and they called me to tell me. So it's just an amazing thing what happens when you utilize these tools correctly. So I want to address the question, where is my savings account? Well, it's still in your line of credit. That's where your savings account is. You see, it's the spread that makes sure that debt is being paid down. So if you have a $2,000 spread, that $2,000 is making sure that that line of credit gets paid down. That's why you could see on the months that I just showed you how that interest was going down, how that the line of credit, that payment was going down. Why? Because the spread of the $2,000 was paying down that line of credit. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. It really is a beautiful thing. And as the credit line goes down, guess what goes up? Your credit limits, okay? And your credit scores. Why? Because you are utilizing credit correctly. All right, so that's what I just wanted to share with you. If you pay down your line of credit, you wouldn't have to worry. You don't have to worry about your, if you have an emergency here, an emergency there. Hey, if you pay down your line of credit all the way to you only owe $4,500 and you have a $20,000 or a $15,000 credit limit, could you afford an emergency? Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, emergencies happen. So, will this work on my loan? The short answer is absolutely. It'll work on any loan. That's what it's made for. So I do want to share with you some sad news for the unlearned, those that do not know, unlearned consumers out there that do not know the velocity banking method. Listen, the mortgage rates just increased for the third consecutive week, okay? Third consecutive week they've increased. And so to those that want to try methods, hey man, I'm all for trying methods that work. This method, this velocity banking method works, okay? You're utilizing your line of credit to pay down your loans. You're using your lines to pay down your loans. Say it with me, everybody. Use your lines to pay down your loans. Keep your credit card, keep your credit card, keep your credit card, and use it wisely, okay? Absolutely. So we just wanted to share with you that your mortgage is rising, okay? So now it'll be 4, 5, 6%, who knows? However, when you use your lines, you're not going to be paying that much interest, and you're not going to take 30 years to pay it off, okay? Period. So in summary, we just wanted to let you know that we talked about the differences in interest, the line of credit versus amortized. We talked about where your savings was. We talked about if this is going to work on any loan, it does. And sad news for those unlearned consumers. But guess what? You don't fall in that category anymore. So God bless you. And if you have any questions, my comment section. Go ahead and ask me any question. Talk about me. Dog me out. Say you don't know what you're talking about. Man, you can do that. When you have and produce results, you don't need to argue. You guys take care. Utilize this method. Free up your cash flow. And go and live in economic independence. Take care.